If you take the time and look closely, it's possible to find pockets of nature in even the most urban setting. And if there are people who care about the environment and its benefit to human beings, well, that search becomes a lot easier. This is a story about an underappreciated New England river that was despoiled for almost 200 years and is now being restored to a place worth exploring and celebrating by visitors and residents alike. A few miles north of downtown New Bedford, Massachusetts, a remarkable story has unfolded. The Buzzards Bay Coalition and its community partners, under the direction of coordinator Sarah Quintal, have transformed a former 19-acre lumber yard on the Acushnet River into a park where the public can come to hike, paddle, birdwatch, or simply escape the urban world for a while. In addition, the Sawmill Park serves to protect and enhance a variety of natural habitats and the native plants and animals that once struggled to survive here.
Got through about a year's worth of permitting, and then the really fun stuff, demolition and construction, when the big machinery comes out. And that's when this place really began to get transformed.
I met Sarah at the Sawmill, part of the larger and still expanding Acushnet River Reserve, on a warm early October morning. The park was bursting with color, the fields of goldenrod and purple aster providing fuel for monarch butterflies on their southward migration. Our first stop was the park's southern edge, where fresh water from upstream flows into the tidal portion of the Acushnet River.
Just downstream from here, it opens up into the New Bedford Harbor, Acushnet River estuary. So at this point, we're still seeing that daily change in water levels just from the tide.
Yeah. It's still tidal all the way up here, huh?
It really is.
The herring in the spring, they migrate up this river all the way from Buzzards Bay. And before, was it blocked to get to the upper spawning areas?
It absolutely was. So there was a dam on this property that those fish that would need to migrate up the river into the freshwater parts of the river in order to lay their eggs, they would hit that dam and they wouldn't be able to go any farther. So this was the dam.
It was all walled, like you said, it was all walled in.
It was all concrete wall through here. And so we took out the walls, we took out one of the bridges, we took out the dam, we took down all the buildings except this little one right there. And that we put on the back of a flatbed truck, trucked it over the bridge before we took it out, and flopped it right near the front of the site.
And that's where we're standing.
Turned it into what it is. Dug out a good 1 to 2 feet of fill that had been brought in to fill the natural river floodplain that would have been here. We planted some trees, put down some native seed, planted some shrubs, and nature has been rebounding ever since.
It's unbelievable. You could never picture a parking lot here.
No.
Not now. It didn't take long.
No. What we did was we restored that natural river floodplain and gave the water somewhere to go, number one, and also gave the water a way to get cleaned because these wetlands act like a sponge. So as that water sinks into the ground, it cleans all those pollutants that are getting carried.
Right, right. So it's a natural filter system.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Outdoor exploration and field trips is a big part of what we do. Outdoor exploration for families, so we'll have programs out here all year long. Even in the winter, we'll have snowshoeing walks and trail hikes. One of the things I love about coming out here is how it's beautiful no matter what the season. There's always something different to look at, even in the wintertime.
For paddlers, the Sawmill property even offers a convenient canoe and kayak launch site that provides access to a shallow pond and upstream portions of the Acushnet River. The pond is also home to panfish ranging from pickerel and bluegill, as well as painted and snapping turtles. As Sarah and I paddled through the mill pond, I thought about the remarkable spawning migration of the river herring, and how the young of the year fish were now beginning their journey into the Atlantic.
What other species of fish do you find in this part of the river?
So a lot of pickerel, small mouth bass, largemouth bass, striped bass tend to hang out a little bit further down.
How far upriver can you paddle?
Well, it depends on the season and how much water there is in the river. Spring and fall in particular are beautiful times to be out here, and you could probably get a good mile or so up the river.
A lot of us just take nature for granted. Like I grew up in the suburbs, and my parents would take me camping, and I'd get to see all that. And I went to camp in the woods, and I just took it for granted that everybody gets to see this and experience nature. And it's not the case for a vast amount of people that are just in a city environment. And they just, like you said, all they know is a park with some grass and maybe a few flowers, but that's not really, a natural experience.
When their parents are both working 2 jobs to put food on the table, which is a lot of the people in the city, a lot of people in this country, they don't get to do those weekend trips.
Nope.
They don't get to go much farther than where their bicycle can take them. But here we literally have thousands of people in walking distance of this site. And so particularly in the summertime, when school's out or on school vacation, this place is loaded with kids riding their bikes here just to come to hang out. And that's amazing that they're able to do that.
It's a great thing that you guys have provided here, and the community has provided.
This project means so much to me personally because I'm really helping to make a major difference in my community where my family still lives and with all my neighbors. It's incredible being able to transform a property that used to be the blight of the neighborhood, and we've really turned it into a jewel. It's amazing.